Hello everybody, welcome back to a little bit more Dark Souls. We've made some curious and interesting changes with the Dark Souls playthrough. Unfortunately, we did have some slight issues with the save file that we were using, so you might notice we look a little different. Basically, the other save file that we were using with the other character isn't going to be usable for the playthrough. I did some content for it. The video did not capture successfully, so we could continue with that character, but you'd miss out on a chunk of the game. So rather than do that, what I've done is rolled up a new character, and this is actually a pretty good opportunity to see a different side of the game, because this character is actually a spellcaster. This is one of the mage classes. So we're going to go with that, and we're going to see how we fare with that. So the main difference here is I have this staff. It's a terrible view of it, but let me get out of the way here, and we'll shoot this guy again when he comes around the corner. And so the staff, basically, it takes stamina to fire, and you have a certain amount of charges. In this case, I got 15 charges of it. When you run out of charges, you have to go back to the bonfire. I'll do that now, and you get those charges back. So you can see it goes back up to 15, and we start over. So that's what's in my right hand. That's the primary weapon. That's how this Sorcerer class gets by, is basically by having a really powerful ranged attack that particularly the early enemies don't quite have an answer for. Now, you may have noticed I've also got a sword in the other hand. We still use a sword. We still use a melee weapon. Reason being, there are a lot of enemies that you are going to want to not waste your magic bolts on from your weapon, or to just finish off like I am now. So you can see there, that guy, not much point in using one of my charges on him, but I can definitely waste a sword swing or two. Now, the weakness of the mage class is that pretty flimsy. So this is basically how the combat goes with the mage, is trying to avoid damage more than anything else, which we failed to do here. But I did handle that encounter really poorly, so we'll try that again. There were some other interesting changes and comments we got from the previous playthrough. The most common piece of feedback I got was that the Covenant that I had joined at the start of the playthrough, probably in episode 2 or 3, actually turns the game onto some sort of hard mode. So long story short, I made things way harder for myself for no particular reason. So the side effect of starting over is that is no longer the case, thankfully. There we go, that's a lot better. So yeah, no more hard mode. This should be on the normal mode, and hopefully will abate my frustrations, although arguably that's the most interesting part of watching someone play Dark Souls, is watching their not so slow descent into madness. We also discovered during our previous recording that unfortunately was missed, that the health bar is actually attached to how many times you die. As you die, it looks like your maximum health goes down, and returning to human form, returning to the living, actually brings it back up after it's dropped. So that's an interesting thing to know. When it gets down too low and we get to a part that we really are struggling to get through, we can use that little piece of knowledge to hopefully save ourselves. Oh, this is going to go poorly. Oi! Okay, flanked. So, now some of this you will have seen before in the video, this section that I'm going through now. Basically, we've gotten to the bonfire that we got to, I think, 2 episodes ago, and we're trying to get through that following section. One other thing I found is I do seem to play substantially better when I'm not on video. Take that for what it is. I can't really explain it. Part of it is probably just the fact that I don't have to talk when I'm playing on my own. I tend not to talk to myself. And so that added distraction probably helps me get through the game. But anyway, so I'm playing it a little bit more safe this time. I'm just using my charges up. We essentially just want to get through to the next area and see something new. We can also talk to Pate. Pate is the guy standing over there in the distance. Maybe a bit hard to see on the stream, but he'll actually give us a cool little item as well. So in a minute, we'll probably go and bug him for that. Okay, let's try and get one of these down. and then get up the ladder. Now the reason we're going up the ladder is there's, oh god, there's 3 in total that come out. Yeah, so there's 3 in total. That's the 3rd. We killed 1. And if we go up the ladder, the cool thing about being a mage is we can actually shoot them down and even the odds up a little bit before we go back down. So I could drop on him, but the drop is probably a fatal drop, particularly for this low of a health pool. So I might run away a bit, and by running away a little bit, we're actually just going to sort of trigger him to return to where he came from, to whence he came. So yeah, you see he retreated a little bit. Okay, really don't want to get hit. There we go. Good kill. Good solid kill. And a firebomb. Awesome. So in here are some ballistas. Now you might have noticed those set off a couple times when we came down here and actually got us a free kill. So that's kind of handy. And if we go down this ladder here, there's also some loot. I can't recall if I've already got this on this character. I have. So that chest got me a little bit of loot. Nothing too exciting, but, you know, handy knowledge. Now, I do apologize that I've known all this before, so this isn't the blind run-through that we were getting previously, but I actually think it makes for a bit of a better video. Being informed kind of changes the pace of the game. So, we can go in here, or we can go down this way. I tend to favour taking out this guy down the end here, this big dude. I don't remember what his name is, but you also have to be careful of those guys up there. They will throw fire bombs every chance they get. So we're basically going to burn the last of our charges to try and take this guy down. 2, 1. Cool. So now that we're out of charges, the mage class becomes a lot harder. You can continue on without charges. If you've got other spells, different spells hold their own set of charges, but this early in the game, we're only about level 11, I think, we only have that one spell. So rather than try and push my way through the game, I'm going to go back and rest. And then we'll probably go back to Majula, and I think we're going to spend those 3,800 souls on our stats, level up a little bit. Now, leveling up with a magic caster is slightly different, but there's also some similarities. You still look at going with the base skills, so strength and dexterity and stuff, because you still will use weapons and armor. But the main one you want to look at is intellect. So intellect changes your cast speed, your magic bonus, and a few other stats like that. So I think we'll go with that. Now this ATN, I believe, is attunement. Yeah, attunement. So this governs the number of spells that we can actually use. So probably boost up this one as well, because you can see by boosting it up 1 point, I get that second slot in there. So we'll do one of those. And then we'll go, let's see, intellect or intelligence. Tribute required for sorceries, boost magic defense and proficiency in sorceries. So we'll go with a little bit of that as well. And that even gives us a slight buff in our health. So that's a really handy one to go with. So we might go 2 in there. And then I'm also just going to go 1 in vitality, and that should do it. Confirm. Yes. Cool. So, now, the biggest question is, how do we attune new spells? Now, I have to admit, this is not something I've done in Dark Souls 2, and not something I've done for a long time in Dark Souls in general, but I believe it's an NPC that helps us do that. Regardless, we only know the one spell at the moment. So let's just travel back. Oh no, here we go, attune spells. So we got this second slot here, where we can do Soul Arrow. So Soul Arrow is a smaller, less damaging version of the spell we're using now. So let's go test that out on some bad guys. And then we'll probably call it on this episode pretty soon. I mainly wanted to make this episode just to summarize the changes that we've made to this playthrough. This playthrough also, as of pretty much now, will probably be a... I don't know what the best way to put it is. I will be informed about what's going on. I am running another character through the game as I do this one. And he will generally get to stuff first. So, yeah, we'll basically know what's going on. That is unlucky. Oh god. Okay. Let's finish these off. This off. Oh. Okay, okay. We'll go with the Great Soul Arrow. Ah, no, his shield is still up. Tell the Rebel fleet his shield is still up. Bit of a reference there. Okay, this isn't going well. Your staff also can attribute to your ability to cast spells. You can get better staves that will enhance the damage and stuff that's on your spells. And we died. Classic Dark Souls. Yeah, so your staff is also an item, and obviously your clothes and that sort of thing as well. You can go with a like heavy armored spellcaster. I have seen people do that. I tend to go with the light armor purely because, just in general with Dark Souls, not just as that spellcaster class, I just always prefer maneuverability. I feel like it's more versatile to be maneuverable than it is to be sort of tanky, I guess would be the term. Okay, so I'm going to take this guy out. Dodge. Oh. Okay, he's using his shield. Let's tempt him with an attack. Oh, actually, let's go recover those souls we lost. Oh. Let's get him. Cool. Souls. Alright, let's clear this area out once more. So I'll hop back down. So basically with Dark Souls as a game, repetition is a big part of it. You will just get better at each section as you go. On my main character now, I can blast through this section, generally speaking, first time every time, just because you learn the patterns and the ways to handle certain enemies. It's always different going to a new character and trying to figure it out again. So I don't know how well you can tell watching the video, but you can actually see I'm switching between the two spells as I fight. I don't ever want to waste the big soul arrow on an enemy that will be taken down by the normal soul arrow. So we'll drink up an Estus flask here. You'll also see we now have 2 Estus flask charges. I don't believe we got that far on the previous playthrough. That just means we can drink twice before we need to refill it. Very, very handy upgrade there. Okay, now I happen to know that we don't come across a really big fight after this guy for a little while. So I'm going to take this time to use up a few of the little spells for that third hit. Oh! Did not think he hit 4 times, I have to be honest. Okay. Got a little bit cocky there, and I learned my lesson. So, another failure at Dark Souls. Cool. That'll be all for tonight. We'll leave it there. Hope this acclimatized you to the new character a little bit. I'm sorry if this is really jarring or if you were enjoying the swordsman gameplay. But I think Spellcaster is really, really interesting. It is a bit more of an advanced class in the Dark Souls series. But when it comes down to it, playing as any sort of Spellcaster in the game is super versatile and, in my opinion, just really, really fun. But yeah, we'll call it there for now. Thank you so much for watching once again. Check out the rest of the channel. We've just finished up the Endless Legend Let's Play. So if you missed that, that is a full series now. You can go and watch my Empire Rise and Fall at alarming pace. Very short series. And so we're looking to fill that gap with a new game. So if you've got a game you want to see me play or something that you're curious about and you'd like to see more of, please let me know in the comments. And until the next Dark Souls video, keep watching, and I'll see you next time.